What is up? What is up? YouTube, how y'all doing, man? This is an exclusive. This joint is actually going on as we speak. Ticket is doing a live on this bad boy, and breaking news: 4,000 files of evidence. 4,000 files of evidence in the notorious big murder connected to Tupac and Keefe trial. Wow. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, man. Let's get into this bad boy right now. This is crazy. Crazy. I should have put a reverb on that. Oh, yeah.
I got a big one for y'all tonight. I ain't even know I was going to come in here, man. This is unbelievable stuff. Like, share, subscribe as y'all get on in the building. We have an emergency stream. Like, share, subscribe as you guys come in the building. We have an emergency stream. Salute to everybody that's in here. Y'all already know what's up. And we're going to get right into this video, man. As what I think is going to be the trial of probably the century is coming up very soon, man. And something was just dropped. Oh, my God. Y'all got to come in here, man. They're officially stating that they have just released documentation evidence that the murder of the notorious B.I.G. was definitely linked to the murder of the late, great Tupac Shakur. And I got all the information for y'all. I'll let y'all come on in here, like, share, and subscribe as y'all come in the building. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Y'all pull on up, man. Come on in the building. We about to let it ride for y'all, man. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Y'all let me know, man. Hit the like button, share the video, turn me up in the headphones.
Turn me up in the headphones, baby.
Because we definitely gonna get into it.
Rest in peace to her too.
I don't know. I caught y'all at this hour, but this is crazy. Unbelievable stuff. So Keefe D, the man who has been accused, the one person who is still living, that was allegedly in that car the fateful night that Tupac Shakur lost his life. Dodo, salute to you, brother. Appreciate it. His trial is getting ready to come up, man, and his lawyers are now scrambling. His lawyers are scrambling after they just got hit with this paperwork. Apparently, you guys, 4,000 files have been dropped on Keefe D's lawyers connecting the murder of the notorious B.I.G. to Tupac Shakur. And I'm going to go through what's going on right now. So, according to the report, you guys, shout out to allhiphop.com. Keefe D's defensive team is now scrambling after the prosecutors have flooded the case with evidence that's connected to the murder of Tupac or Biggie Smalls, right? So let's get right into it. So basically, they're reporting that Keefe D's attempt to keep his confessions and book out of the Tupac trial just hit a major roadblock in court right now. Now, apparently, Keefe D is back in court, and once again, he's fighting to keep his own words out of the trial that could send him to prison for orchestrating Tupac's murder. It said the Southside Crips member appeared today in Las Vegas for a hearing focused entirely on what evidence prosecutors can actually use against him, and his legal team is trying to block some of the most trials-damaging material against him. According to Fox News 5 Las Vegas, his attorneys want to exclude his police interviews and his tell-all book, Compton Street Legend, from the trial, claiming that both were protected under a previous agreement with the LAPD. The problem for Keefe D is that prosecutors say he violated that agreement by publishing the book in the first place. They're arguing that once he went public with those confessions and details, that the protection disappeared for Keefe D. And now they want to use everything he said to prove he's a shot caller who ordered the murder of Tupac Shakur after his nephew Orlando Anderson got into a fight with the rapper at the MGM back in 1996. The prosecutors are not backing down on this one, according to the reports. What's making things more difficult for Keefe D is that the prosecutors just dropped over 4,000 pages. 4,000 pages, you guys. They just dropped of records. My bad, you guys. If it's the sound, man, my bad. I'm going to have a new mic very soon. Don't worry about it. If it's the sound,
don't worry about it.
I'm going to have a new mic very soon. Do not worry about it. I will have a new mic very soon. Don't worry about it. All right. Y'all just bear with me and let's get through this video. So it says that, you know, what's making things difficult for Keefe D is that the prosecutors just dropped over 4,000 pages of records related to Biggie Smalls' murder on his defense team the day before the hearing, you guys. Hold on, y'all. Y'all telling me to check the sound. It's not my signal. My signal's perfect. I can show you that on the screen. My signal is absolutely perfect. Hold on, you guys.
No,
give me 1 second, y'all. Let me check something.
That's a connection. You know I'm a certified sound technician. That's a connection problem.
I think we cleared out now.
Okay.
Because I'm listening through my headphones. All right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm listening to my headphones, you guys. Yeah, it sounds good now. It doesn't sound like a problem on my end. So I apologize about that. I got a new mic coming, so don't worry about it. It'll be in here a couple days. So as I said to you guys, and as I was telling y'all, man, this thing is crazy right now. It just all went down for you guys coming in the building. All right. Basically, the situation is this. The prosecutors just dropped over 4,000 pages of records related to Biggie Smalls' murder on Keefe D's defense team a day before this hearing. Now, they claim that some of this connects to Tupac's case and Keefe D's involvement. This is bad news, y'all. His attorneys are already complaining about the timing and the volume of these files. They're saying that they can't properly review everything before the trial starts on August the 10th. It seems like this trial is going to get pushed back, you guys. It says the defense team says that they're ready to go, but they're clearly frustrated with how much material keeps showing up at the last minute. Keefe D's been locked up since his September 2023 arrest, nearly 27 years after Tupac got shot in that drive-by on the Las Vegas Strip. His book is basically what triggered the whole grand jury investigation that led to his indictment in the first place, and now has become the prosecution's best weapon against him. He's pleaded not guilty and claimed his innocence in jailhouse interviews, but the evidence keeps piling up. His next court date is scheduled for June the 30th. I'm going to tell y'all something, and I have more information. I think that they're going to push his date back. I think they're going to push his date back. But let me tell y'all what's going on. Basically, you guys, these court documents have been unsealed. And they were unsealed, and they were sent to Keefe D's team a day before. Yesterday, actually. They were sent yesterday to Keefe D's team, right? Now, these files basically establish a direct link between the murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace through Keefe D's role as a former police informant. Let me repeat myself again. Keefe D's trial has officially established a direct link between the murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace through Keefe D's role, according to reports, as a former confidential police informant. They're saying he was a police informant. He was a confidential police informant, Keefe D, a former one. Basically, the documents outline how the two investigations intersected, right? Now, let me go and play this for you guys, and I'm going to finish telling y'all what's going on. Let me play this for y'all. I'll play this for you guys right now, and then we're going to talk about the rest of this situation. So I'm going to play this now. Let's get to this.
But first, from our 8 News Now, investigators of Valley Homes searched in connection to the Tupac Shakur murder investigation nearly 27 years after his death. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Metro Police confirming they searched a home as part of their ongoing work to solve who killed the rapper and hip-hop icon. 8 News Now investigator David Charnes breaking this story. David, what are you learning tonight?
Right, Denise, sources telling 8 News Now investigators this search involves Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe D. Davis speaking publicly about the night Tupac died in videos on YouTube and in a book. It's a murder that shocked the world of music. 25-year-old Tupac Shakur shot 4 times inside this BMW in this intersection near the Las Vegas Strip in September 1996. He would die from his injuries 6 days later. 8 News Now investigator Vanessa Murphy speaking exclusively with paramedics in 2016.
We brought the gurney up,
over,
just pulled them out.
pulled them out, and that's when, everybody was yelling, Tupac, Tupac.
Over the last 27 years, Metro Police have made no arrests, suspecting a rival gang targeted the rapper after a Mike Tyson fight. Someone in another car shot Shakur. The question, after all these years remaining, who was it? Sources telling the 8 News Now investigators Tuesday the warrant served at a home in Henderson Monday involves 60-year-old Dwayne Davis, also known as Keefe D. He's made several public statements about a possible shooter. Sources say detectives may have been looking for writings or documents connected to a book Davis recently published. People at the home declined to comment Tuesday, warning things could escalate should we stay outside or record them. Right now, nobody is in custody, and a quarter century later.
Did y'all hear that? They said that they went to the house, and that people said that it wouldn't be safe for them over there right now. That things could escalate. Listen to this again. Listen to what he said. I peep what he said. Listen to what he said again, y'all. This stuff is very important. Again, according to the paperwork, you guys, and let me say this to everybody, listen to this video. According to the paperwork, it's saying that basically, Keefe D's trial has officially established a direct link between the murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace through Keefe D's role as a former confidential police informant. It goes on to say the documents outline how the two investigations intersected. And remember I told y'all that in this trial, a lot of people's testimonies behind the scenes, a lot of people that gave statements to the police over the years, a lot of people who said things that thought was going to be buried and never come out, it's going to come out in this trial. Boy, this shit look like it's crazy. Y'all smash the like button as y'all come on here. Share the video, like the video, because this is wild. They're saying 4,000 pages have just been released to Keefe D's team a day before they were supposed to go into court today to find out what evidence is going to be allowed in this case. And now Keefe D's lawyers are scrambling. His lawyers are scrambling because they don't know what to do. They've been hit with all this evidence, and I pretty much think that this is going to cause the case probably get pushed back more, that they dropped this much evidence the day before they were supposed to find out how much evidence is supposed to be released in this case. But back to this part right here where they were saying on the news. On the news, they're saying that when they went up to Keefe D's, I guess his residence, the people around him told him, hey, man, it ain't safe for y'all around here. I want to play that again. Let's play that again.
D. He's made several public statements about a possible shooter. Sources say detectives may have been looking for writings or documents connected to a book Davis recently published. People at the home declined to comment Tuesday, warning things could escalate should we stay outside.
See, he said people at the home warned them that it could escalate. So the tensions at an all-time high, y'all. Tensions at an all-time high. Boy, this is wild. Listen what they said again. You see, you got to peep everything these people say. These tensions are at an all-time high, and I think we're going to find out a lot of stuff that's been buried in those documents, man. I think we're going to find out a lot of stuff that's been buried in these files over the years. And let's keep going. Listen what they said again. They said they went to the house to ask about this book, I guess, with Keefe D. And whoever's at the house, they said they was warned. It ain't safe for y'all around here. That's wild, bro. And that's the news. That's the news. So y'all know what it's on if that's the news. Let's keep going.
D. He's made several public statements about a possible shooter. Sources say detectives may have been looking for writings or documents connected to a book Davis recently published. People at the home declined to comment Tuesday, warning things could escalate should we stay outside or record them. Right now, nobody is in custody, and a quarter century later, police have never filed.
And I can believe that. Cats don't want to be on tape. Cats, they don't want to be on videotape. So I definitely can believe that was the case.
Wow.
Definitely can believe that was the case. Let's keep going.
All charges in this case, a case Metro says it is determined to solve. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
Our CBS affiliate in Los Angeles reporting Davis is on tape confessing to being in the car with the shooter. Nevada does not have a statute of limitations in murder cases.
The arrest of Keefe D puts his Henderson neighborhood in the spotlight.
Our 8 News Now investigators team coverage continues now with Kyle Payne outside of the murder defendant's home.
Almost an eerie quiet here in this Henderson neighborhood, which has become today one of the centers of the news and entertainment universe. Neighbors finding out that one of the residents here charged with a notorious murder.
I didn't know there was an arrest this morning. Like I said, this is a quiet neighborhood. I've been here 20-some years, and never had any problems. But I mean, I had no problems with them either. I didn't even know they were there.
But they were there, at least until Keefe D got arrested, sources say, in this Henderson neighborhood. None of the neighbors we spoke with saw or heard anything this time, far different from the scene several weeks ago when they searched his home.
Hands on top of your head right now. Hold on, my lord.
Today, even though the neighborhood's Facebook group, which called itself Section 27 Neighborhood Watch, circulated a couple of rumors about the arrest, nothing the 8 News Now investigators could confirm other than surprise.
Yeah. There's several other neighbors are all surprised too. So it's I guess exciting.
Do you know what happened here today? A little exciting also at Keefe D's doorstep, where we tried to speak with the man in this car who said he was there to see Keefe D's son, who neighbors say also lives in the home. He did not want to talk.
No comment.
No comment from anyone inside Keefe D's home either. Hello, Channel 8.
What do you want?
We wanted to ask a couple questions.
Get away from my door.
The last time
Get away from my door.
Man, them people ain't playing. Bro, them people from the news crazy. Them people from the news, all this time, they had been going to this dude's house. This is all stuff that they had compiled together over all this time, you guys, to get to where we're at. For you guys who are just getting in here, y'all smash the like button, share the video, like the video. Keefe D's legal team is now scrambling. They just dropped 4,000 pages on these people. 4,000 pages, y'all. Right? They have flooded the case with evidence that's connected to the notorious B.I.G. murder. Man, this is wild, bro. And I knew it was going to get heated up, man, but I think now this is going to push the case back. Let's keep going.
Was on this street at this house for this story. The family said to get off their property or things would escalate. Reporting in Henderson, Kyle Payne, 8 News Now.
Public records indicate that Keefe D does not own the house in Henderson. By all accounts, that home is in his wife's name.
A judge sets bail at $750,000 for the man accused of ordering the murder of Tupac Shakur. And this is a case our 8 News Now investigators blew wide open this past summer. Well, now Dwayne Keefe D. Davis has a chance to get out of jail pending trial. 8 News Now investigator David Charnes shows us what happened from court and plays the audio recording Davis believes gave him immunity.
The problem for defense is that their defense is our client's a liar. That's the defense. Our client is a liar.
Prosecutors hoping to send Dwayne Davis to prison for the murder of Tupac Shakur say Davis's own statements work against him.
So you hand the gun to the back seat?
Yeah. In addition to interviews in his book, Davis spoke to Los Angeles police detectives in this 2008 recorded interview the 8 News Now investigators obtained.
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side, I would have popped him.
Davis believes this conversation gave him immunity.
So they're using this, all this stuff that they're compiling, they're using this against Keefe D, because the report I'm reading right here to y'all, again, here's what the report states before we get right back to this video. It says that Keefe D's trial officially has established a direct link between the murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher the Notorious B.I.G. Wallace through Keefe D's role as a former confidential police informant. The documents outline how the two investigations intersected. In 2008, the Los Angeles Police Department proffer agreement. In 2008, the Los Angeles Police Department task force was specifically investigating the unsolved 1997 murder of the notorious B.I.G. Keefe D was caught by federal and local authorities trafficking a large amount of narcotics. To avoid severe drug charges, Keefe D agreed to sit down with investigators for a quote-unquote proffer session. While being questioned regarding his potential knowledge or involvement in Biggie Smalls' unaliving, right, Biggie Smalls' murder, which Keefe D denied that, Keefe D pivoted. And according to the report, y'all, Keefe D gave the police a detailed recorded confession regarding how he and his gang orchestrated the 1996 drive-by shooting of Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas. Lord Jesus have mercy. Then it says the Sean Diddy Combs connection. It says in those unsealed 179 pages, y'all. Let me repeat this again. In those unsealed 179 page documents, prosecutors detailed that Keefe D, he claimed that Sean P. Diddy Combs allegedly offered him and the Southside Compton Crips $1 million bounty to assassinate both Tupac Shakur and Death Row Records CEO Marion Suge Knight. And once again, this was all in the news. As a matter of fact, I have those reports from when this was reported. Remember, this is all had come out. He had given up, according to the reports, he had given them Sean Diddy Combs.
Mm-hmm.
He basically is saying, testified that Diddy, offered them that bread, right? Wild work, man. Wild situation, bro.
If it was me, if I did a crime, I ain't telling nobody. If it's confidential or whatever, you got to work with the feds, and I'm gonna tell them I'm still ain't gonna talk. I'm gonna hold what I'm holding till I go to the grave. He should not have said that, man. That is dumb as I don't know what. I'll call you back.
Wild situation,
back,
y'all.
man.
Unbelievable stuff. I can't believe.
I can't believe
that we're here right now. I can't believe that, man. And it's still going. Hold on, you guys. So basically, hold on. Let me put that on the screen. I want to put that on the screen. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Because I don't want people to think. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. One second. Just give me 1 second, you guys. I want to pull this up. For you guys, so y'all can see I'm not just telling y'all this.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what he do.
Oh shucks, let me stop this video right here. Hold on. Stop that video. My bad, you guys. It was in the USA Today, y'all. So I just want to show y'all, just so y'all know, this is in the USA Today right there. As you guys can see, the USA Today. This was in the USA Today. Y'all see the USA Today right up there. Right?
Today.
It's right up there. Right? So as you guys can see, it says, hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second, you guys. Oops. Damn. Let me, I think this is it right here. Right there. Y'all see it right there. USA Today. Right up there in that corner. So that was in the USA Today, man. Right? This is all coming out now. And ahead of this case. So and as y'all see right there, it says the man charged in the Tupac Shakur death claims that Diddy put out $1 million hit. Right? This is wild, man. And this is what I told y'all. Diddy, they don't brought up this man's name and this man, or he brought up his name. Let's put this in here. let's show you guys what I'm talking about, right? Let's see. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. So it says 2 more accusations that Combs, that's Diddy, was involved in Tupac Shakur's death have surfaced in records filed as a part of a spat of civil suits against Diddy, that he bragged about ordering the hit and that he may have paid for the rented Cadillac used in the drive-by shooting. Shakur's murder and that of rival rapper Biggie Smalls, who was shot in March of 1997, have been scrutinized for nearly 3 decades, both in the media and in the courts. The killings have spawned conspiracy theories of cover-ups, hitmen, and cops on gangbangers' payrolls, right? USA Today's review of the previously secret law enforcement and grand jury files, along with court records and civil cases against Combs, provide a new insight into his suspected involvement in a murder for hire and the violent hip-hop rivalry that preceded it. It goes on, you guys. As you guys can see right here, it says he has pushed back. Diddy has pushed back against these claims, right? Let me see. I want to see right here. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about right here. Right?
Man, this kidney stone.
Here it is right here.
I feel a little better.
Hold on. They got a long article on this stuff, you guys. This is a long article, right? Okay, so here it is right here, you guys. It says that, let's see. Let me see. Wow. What the fuck? Yo, it says at a California stop in the 1995, you guys, Summer Jam tour, where Biggie Smalls and other hip-hop acts performed, about 40 Crips protected Diddy's group, according to Keefe D. Davis, who is Keefe D, told a joint state and federal task force that night. Let me blow this up for y'all. Damn, what the hell? So it says Keefe D told a joint state and federal task force that night was the first time that Diddy expressed desire to have Tupac and Suge killed. Diddy said something along the lines of, and I quote, he'd have anything for those dudes' heads, according to the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, report summarizing the 2008 task force interview. Wow. What the fuck? So they're saying that Keefe D told the Alphabet Boys. They're saying he told the DEA this information he alleged about Diddy. Wow. So it goes on to say, Keefe D said the bounty was $1 million, according to the DEA report. The same claim had been made by a 2003 lawsuit by former Bad Boy president Kirk Burroughs, right? Wow, bro. Wow. Damn. So they're saying he told the DEA. So this is where they're getting these allegations that he was talking to the cops, or that he was an informant. So they're saying he really was an informant. That's what the reports are saying. You know, the reports are saying this about Keefe D. They're saying that he was an informant and that he was giving up information to the authorities. He was giving up information allegedly to the authorities, and they're saying he put Diddy into play. They're saying he told the DEA this. He allegedly told the DEA this information on Diddy, man. Wow, bro. That's damn, bro. Damn. Let's get back to this video. Hold on.
even though it happened outside of Metro Police's jurisdiction. Prosecutors say Davis called the shots, but his nephew fired the bullets that killed Shakur. Davis's public defenders say his comments and others from purported gang members muddy this case's waters.
Part of the problem is this case has been tried on YouTube already.
As Judge Carly Kearney weighed setting bail, prosecutors pointed to a witness list they say another public defender, not even assigned to the case, provided Davis.
It was probably both unethical and ridiculously dangerous to provide a list of 39 people and tell Mr. Davis that these are people that have provided information to the police.
They claim Davis then told a family member the list of names and that those people may have been threatened.
This wasn't any surprise. Dwayne know everybody on there. Half of the people on that list aren't involved in the case. Half the list are dead.
We did not receive a response from that public defender. Davis's public defenders say they do believe he can post bond. That would be just above $100,000. If he does get out of jail, he will be confined to house arrest, and his trial, however, was scheduled to begin this summer but will likely be delayed. The attorney for the man accused of ordering the murder of Tupac Shakur says his client is close to posting bail and could soon await his trial from his Henderson home. That development as a judge moves that trial to later this year. 8 News Now investigator David Charn speaking with that attorney. And David, he says this is going to be big.
Yeah, Kirsten, so big he needs more time to go over the evidence prosecutors have against his client. Now, if this schedule holds, Dwayne Davis would go on trial in November. And today his new attorney says he can win.
Well, it's the biggest case that since OJ. Why wouldn't you want to take this case on?
It's a big case Dwayne Davis's new attorney is taking head on. Davis, charged with murder in the death of Tupac Shakur, hiring Carl Arnold in January.
Page 6, Dwayne Davis.
In court Tuesday, Arnold asked a judge to give him time to review the evidence, pushing a trial to November. Prosecutors allege Davis was the shot caller, ordering the rapper's killing a block off the Strip. Over the past several years, Davis has made public comments about that night and handing the shooter a gun, though police never found the weapon. Arnold says prosecutors will have to prove truth beyond Davis's own words.
Right now, the state hasn't provided any evidence to corroborate the statement that he's given.
Metro Police arrested Davis in September, and he's remained in jail since. Arnold says his client is close to posting the $75,000 he needs to go on house arrest.
He's upbeat that he can possibly get out of here real soon.
In the meantime, all eyes are on the fall.
It's going to be a great trial, I'll tell you that.
So if Davis comes up with that money to post bail, remember his total bail is $750,000, but he just needs to put up a portion of that. He'll have to go before the same judge again and tell her just who is paying for it. I'm David Charns, 8 News Now.
Thank you, David. If the trial schedule holds for November, it will mark 28 years since Shakur's death.
You do not think he had any involvement in the murder of Tupac Shakur?
No.
None?
None.
He was not there?
No, I don't believe he's there.
The lawyer representing the man accused of orchestrating the murder of Tupac Shakur says we shouldn't believe his client as he prepares to represent him in what's being set up as the year's biggest trial. And tonight, that attorney is sitting down with one local journalist, and that's 8 News Now investigator.
Now, they're going through all of these files, you guys. So this is why they posted this. They went through all of these files. And I want to say this. According to this report, it says that in the unsealed 179-page documents, prosecutors detailed Keefe D's claims that Sean Diddy Combs allegedly offered Keefe D and the Southside Compton Crips $1 million bounty to assassinate both Tupac Shakur and Death Row Records CEO Marion Suge Knight. Keefe D claimed the $1 million payment for the hit was allegedly funneled to a New York-based gangster by the name of Eric Zip Martin. To prove the conspiracy, the documents have revealed that the LAPD task force flew Keefe D to New York in 2009 to undercoverly corroborate the financial. Damn, this is crazy, bro.
Whoa.
What the? Hey, hold on, y'all. What the hell?
Call security.
I don't even know all this. They're saying, hold on, y'all. They're saying that they basically ran a sting operation with Keefe D to where they were trying to get Keefe D to line up them New York cats. Let me read this to y'all. It says in this report, says, to prove the conspiracy, the documents reveal, it said the documents revealed this, that the LAPD task force flew Keefe D to New York in 2009 to undercoverly corroborate the financial links and plotting between the East Coast figures and the Compton Crips.
That's crazy. Call security for Keefe D. While he in jail, y'all, he gonna get in trouble. When this information get out, he a snitch. He gonna need security to sleep right on the bunk. He gonna be at the top bunk, and the security gonna be at the bottom bunk. Call security. He gonna need it. He gonna need it, man. I call y'all back. Call y'all back on that one. What?
Bullshit.
Crazy. It says Keefe D's defense attorneys have repeatedly filed motions to exclude these 2008 and 2009 recorded police interviews and his subsequent 2019 tell-all book, Compton Street Legend, from being used as evidence. They argue that his statements were protected under that original LAPD proffer agreement. However, prosecutors have successfully countered that because Keefe D violated the spirit of the agreement by quote-unquote talking too much and boasting about his role in the murder across books, podcasts, and documentaries for a commercial profit. He violated or voided his protections. A judge subsequently cleared the path for these confessions to be used as core evidence in Keefe D's trial. Damn.
Got to be
Bro,
more
I didn't
careful.
know that they're saying that he had a police sting. Listen what they're trying to say, y'all. They're saying that there was a police sting, that they flew Keefe D out to the East Coast to try to get him to get financials somehow linked. They ain't say no names, but I think I know who they talking about. They tried to, bros, this dude was on, so you mean to tell me they put Keefe D in a sting operation? Damn, bro. That's crazy. They're saying that this is in the files, y'all. And Keefe D has been fighting to keep this from being revealed in court. And all of his statements he made to the cops. Bro, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Bro, unbelievable work. Let's keep going. Hold on. Let me see what else is talking about. Hold on.
David Charnes. Thanks for joining us. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators broke the news of the raid at Dwayne Keefe D. Davis's house. That set off his arrest and now his criminal case in the murder of the hip-hop icon.
And now his attorney says don't believe him. Here's 8 News Now investigator David Charnes with the interview you will only see on 8.
He's a liar then. That the statements.
I would definitely say he's a liar.
Defense attorney Carl Arnold says we shouldn't believe what 60-year-old Dwayne Keefe D. Davis has to say.
Bro, your lawyer can't say you're a liar, bro. This is the reason why I think that lawyer's off the case.
Oh my God.
The lawyer went on national TV and said he's a liar. I mean, bro, what are we talking about, man?
Yeah, you got that
The
right.
lawyer goes on the case and said he's a liar.
Oh my.
On national TV, on Channel 8. What? Hold on, man.
About the shooting of Tupac Shakur.
He keeps repeating this, is that the whole thing is unfair. He feels that he had protection from his earlier statements that were made.
Those earlier statements to police in California who were investigating not the death of Shakur, but the death of Notorious B.I.G.
He didn't have any information, but said, hey, let me try to, rehash this Tupac murder, give you some information that he heard on the streets, and he filled in the gaps as they were asking questions.
Arnold says Davis lied about his alleged involvement in Shakur's murder, saying he was in the shooter's car and handed him the gun. That eventually unraveled, according to Arnold, where those private statements to police turned into public interviews, paid interviews.
He's sitting over there, how come I didn't make any money on this? And now someone's presenting him with the opportunity to make some money, combined with, okay, he's looking at these are his last years of life. Let me tell my story.
So isn't it kind of stupid to do that and then get hit with a murder charge?
Yeah, it was really stupid. But then again, here's what he's thinking is,
he called this man a liar and stupid.
A liar and stupid.
No wonder he's off the case.
He already said all these things way back when.
Arnold says it's now up to prosecutors to prove Davis's own statements are true beyond a reasonable doubt. And as far as Arnold knows, there's no video or DNA evidence to prove that.
How do you defend those statements?
Again, there's no proof of that. That's the first thing.
So his own words you can't take for granted is what you're saying?
Correct. There has to be some type of corroboration. Anybody can say, well, I gave this person the gun and he shot Tupac.
So if he didn't do it, does he know who did?
No, he does not know who did.
And why should we trust Keefe D now?
You shouldn't trust Keefe D. You absolutely should.
He said you shouldn't trust Keefe D. This is why his lawyer's off the case. Bro, that's crazy.
That's his lawyer. Wait a minute. Hold up. That's his lawyer saying, don't trust my client? Is that what he's saying? I can see if the other lawyer's saying don't trust him because, we on different sides. Oh, man, this world done flipped his head. The whole world. I call y'all back. Let me call y'all back, man. I call y'all back on that one.
Trust Keefe D. You absolutely should.
He said you shouldn't trust Keefe D. This is why his lawyer's off the case. Bro, that's crazy, bro.
Just when I thought first the Fat Boys break up.
Man. This is
first the Fat Boys break up. Now lawyers is going against their client. Got to be more careful. You got to be careful, man.
All this been going on. They done dropped 4,000 files, y'all. For y'all who don't know what's going on, they have dropped 4,000 files that are saying that they're going to pull up in this trial. Keefe D had an evidence. He's supposed to have an evidence hearing tomorrow, right? Today, they dropped 4,000 files on his lawyers that they intend to use in court to link the death of the notorious B.I.G. to Tupac Shakur. Lord Jesus have mercy. And now his lawyers are scrambling, as y'all can see, because they hit these dudes with all this paperwork today. And his lawyer's like, oh, yo, we need more time, man. They hit us with 4,000 papers today. That's crazy, bro. Bro, and then his lawyer goes out here and says, oh, yeah, actually, he's a liar. This is old lawyer. He's a liar. Yeah, you shouldn't believe him. Oh, then why the hell are you here? If we shouldn't believe him, why the hell are you here, lawyer? Bro, that lawyer did so much damage to that dude on TV, man. That's crazy, bro. Listen to this guy, man.
I gave this person the gun and he shot Tupac.
So if he didn't do it, does he know who did?
No, he does not know who did.
And why should we trust Keefe D now?
You shouldn't trust Keefe D. You absolutely shouldn't. And that should be the thing that causes him to walk.
Arnold says he plans to subpoena Suge Knight for the trial. Knight is the only living witness.
Oh, they said they should plan. So he planned on subpoenaing Suge Knight. Suge Knight can get on the stand? I think not. But if he subpoenas Suge Knight, he'll force Suge Knight to get on the stand. Now, Suge, he might not say nothing. But if he subpoena him, he'll force him into court. And it's not like he can hide. He's already locked up.
Witness and was driving the car Tupac was riding in. Arnold also says another witness we could hear from, Sean P. Diddy Combs. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
Sean P. Diddy
Davis
Combs.
remains in custody.
They was going to call up Diddy, too. They had a plan on calling up Suge and Diddy. Let's keep going, y'all.
And $750,000 bail. Arnold and prosecutors back in court next week to tell a judge how their preparation for the scheduled fall trial is going.
They're not only ugly on the outside, but they're ugly on the inside, too.
Dwayne Keefe D. Davis lashing out at prosecutors during another hearing about releasing him on bail.
And you just use something in the boxes. They just use something in the boxes. From 1996.
Those boxes contain a 2006 interview from a gang member who prosecutors say implicates Davis in Shakur's murder.
Oh, shit. Didn't I tell y'all this? Didn't I tell y'all? I missed that. They said that they got a box, y'all. All this shit get ready to come out in the trial, bro. They said that they got a box. And in that box is a recording from a fellow gang member. Now, I don't know if this gang member got caught up or something like that and told, but they're saying that they got a fellow gang member ratting out Keefe D. Listen to this again. They're saying that they got a fellow gang member on tape. Remember I told y'all, a lot of this stuff gonna come out because you never know who got jammed up over the years, who got questioned, who said what behind closed doors. Man, that shit coming out in court. That shit coming out in court. They already had that in the files. That's wild, bro. So they're saying, listen to what I'm saying to y'all. They're saying that whoever this fellow gang member was, he gave up Keefe D. And they got him on tape. And they said he went and he gave up Keefe D. Listen.
Only ugly on the outside.
And that's why Keefe D's going off in court. Because when they told Keefe D the evidence that they had with that, Keefe D went wild.
Buck wild.
To tell a judge how their preparation for the scheduled fall trial is going.
They're not only ugly on the outside, but they ugly on the inside too.
Dwayne Keefe D. Davis lashing out at prosecutors during another hearing about releasing him on bail.
And you just use something in the boxes. They just use something in the boxes. From 1996.
Those boxes contain a 2006 interview from a gang member who prosecutors say implicates Davis in Shakur's murder.
So somebody who was in the gang in 2006, they're saying that they have an interview where he told on Keefe D and he snitched on Keefe D, a gang member. So they're saying a gang member is on tape snitching on Keefe D in 2006. And they got that information. Play it again.
Boxes contain a 2006 interview from a gang member who brought another hearing about releasing him on bail.
And you just use something in the boxes. They just use something in the boxes. From 1996.
Those boxes contain a 2006 interview from a gang member who prosecutors say implicates Davis in Shakur's murder.
Makes that statement 2 years before any confession the defendant ever made.
But speaking out of turn, Davis says he believes those boxes came from retired LAPD detective Greg Kading, who interviewed Davis as part of the investigation into the death of rapper Notorious B.I.G. In a recorded interview, Davis told Kading what happened in Shakur's case, believing he would have immunity.
The boxes should not be allowed. I've been at his house for 15 years.
He said the boxes should not be allowed. Wow, bro. They got somebody on tape.
Man, that's why I don't do nothing wrong, man.
On tape.
Man, I'd rather just go to bed, look at TV. I ain't trying to do nothing wrong, man. I'd rather, Jesus Christ. And you going to participate in offing somebody for money? I call y'all back on that one, man. That's scary. That's some scary. I can't see how somebody would think about taking somebody's life. When you pass away, you got to see him. Oh, my God. I call y'all back, man. That's crazy, man. Man, get out of here.
Giving up Keefe D. That's crazy. That's wild, bro.
I can't stop thinking about that. Taking somebody's life.
They got a gang member on tape.
That's exactly why where he at, man. I'm sorry, man. This is hitting my soul right now. Because you in a car. You telling the police you in the car with somebody with a gun and they kill us. Man, let me out. Let me out, man. I'm done. I'm gone, man. Let me out. Because I can't be in the car and y'all about to do what? Nah, dog. I go to bed and look at TV. That's where I want to be at. Plus I'm lazy. No way.
Unreal, man. Unreal, bro. Unreal. And they're saying they got this in a box. And that's why Keefe D had went off at that time in court.
B.I.G. In a recorded interview, Davis told Kading what happened in Shakur's case, believing he would have immunity.
The boxes should not be allowed. I've been at his house for 15 years, and he do interviews, going in the boxes.
Well, Tuesday's hearing centered on that new evidence. The main reason was Davis's bail, the judge denying Davis's first attempt over concerns the man putting up the more than $112,000 was really a middleman. She also said she was concerned Davis could profit off the alleged crime, but Davis's attorney says no law prevents that until a person is convicted.
Right now, his son, myself, even he can enter into a contract with any media entity and make money on this case.
Now,
a judge refusing to dismiss the case against the man accused of orchestrating the murder of Tupac Shakur. Thank you for joining us at 4. I'm Kirsten Joyce.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis says he was there when the rapper and hip-hop star died, and prosecutors say those statements are really the key to their case.
8 News Now investigator David Charnes in court as a trial gets ever closer.
Clark County District Court Judge Carly Kearney declining to dismiss Dwayne Keefe D. Davis's murder case Tuesday after hearing arguments from his attorney about why she should drop it.
We cannot have just the confessions, because if you just leave that to the jury's going to just assume guilt because he confessed.
Those confessions in Davis's book and in TV interviews where he said he was there the night in 1996 when Tupac Shakur was shot and killed. Davis has said he handed Shakur's killer the murder weapon.
Mr. Davis chose upon himself to publicly confess to a crime multiple times.
Prosecutors say they accelerated their case against Davis once he published that book in 2019. But Davis's attorney says they waited too long, 27 years to charge him.
They just can't sit here and say, well, he kept talking about it. No, you had that information in the beginning. You should have arrested him back in 2009.
Over the years, Davis met with police in California and Nevada. He thought he had protection from the law regarding the murder case, but prosecutors and the judge disagree.
Only a court in the state of Nevada could say, Mr. Davis.
Now, I'm finna tell y'all something before I play this again. Bro, this case is crazy. So, in these files, you guys, in these files that y'all see right there on your screen, right? In these files, Lord Jesus have mercy. They have evidence that links the notorious B.I.G.'s murder to Tupac. In these files that are released, the 4,000 files that's been released today, they have released retaliation framework, right? This is what the cops have released, the prosecution. The files include extensive investigative records from both the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and the Los Angeles Police Department, showing that detectives formally agreed that Christopher Biggie Smalls Wallace 1997 murder was a direct retaliatory execution for Tupac's 1996 killing. Mm-hmm. Also, crucially, the documents explicitly state that while Keefe D is the alleged shot caller who orchestrated Tupac's murder, Joint Task Force investigators officially concluded that Keefe D played no operational role in the secondary hit on the notorious B.I.G. Also, the files released today expose the disclosure, introduces comprehensive and historical notes from the federal and local task force that monitored the mid-90s bi-coastal rap feud. This includes the dossiers tracking the movements of Southside Compton Crips aligned with Bad Boy Entertainment and the Mob Piru Bloods aligned with Death Row Records. Also in the files released today, roughly 15 years of intelligence gather up details in the 2009 undercover travel logs, wiretap requests, and surveillance notes from when investigators flew Keefe D out to New York to secretly gather evidence against East Coast co-conspirators. Oh shit. Keefe D does not want this to come out. If Keefe D knows that this evidence comes out in court, it is over with. They're saying that they put Keefe D on a goddamn sting. Let me repeat myself again. They're saying that they have exposed in court today that they put Keefe D on a sting. They sent Keefe D to New York on a sting operation to try to jam up those East Coast guys to get evidence to lock those East Coast guys up. Look at this again. It says roughly 15 years of intelligence gather up details. The 2009 undercover travel logs. Wiretaps. They had wiretaps going on, y'all. Wiretap request. And surveillance notes from when investigators flew Keefe D out to New York to secretly gather evidence against East Coast co-conspirators. Wow, bro. They was really trying to get, they was on the wiretaps and everything, y'all. This is unbelievable stuff, man. It goes on, you guys. It says that the package, this is more stuff that was released today. This is all the shit that was released today, y'all. The package holds the complete grand jury transcripts featuring deep testimony from retired homicide detectives such as Clifford Mogg, who walked jurors through the systemic gang war that claimed both artists' lives. Also, these files included statements and evidence tying Keefe D to other figures in the alleged conspiracy, which directly aligns with the complex conspiracy claims outlined in the concurrent wrongful death lawsuit filed by Tupac's family. Remember, Mo Preem just filed that wrongful death lawsuit. In that lawsuit Mo Preem filed, Mo Preem put a lot of unnamed co-conspirators. We already know who he's at, this unnamed. And Mo Preem said that directly the reason why he filed that lawsuit is to force those unnamed co-conspirators in the death of Tupac Shakur to have to testify under deposition, sworn deposition. And what happens is when you sue people and they're forced to testify, when you sue people and it goes to the deposition and evidentiary stage, potentially, you can force them legally to be deposed and be asked all these questions under oath, under the penalty of perjury. So who you think that he have this unnamed co-conspirators that he gonna name? You know who's number one on that list. And that's the way you get them in a room and your lawyers can ask him anything they want to ask him pertaining to your allegations. That's wild. And you have them on the record speaking on this stuff. That way you have them basically speaking under oath under the penalty of perjury, right? Now, so that was released in those files today. It says, once again, the files include statements and evidence tying Keefe D to other figures in the alleged conspiracy, which directly aligns with the complex conspiracy claim. So when it says other figures, you guess who it is. You guess who these files are aligning Keefe D to. If they had Keefe D going to the East Coast on a sting operation, bro, this nigga did an undercover sting operation. It was wiretaps, all kind of shit. They flew him out to the East Coast. That's wild, bro. They flew Keefe D to the East Coast to try to jam up the East Coast cats. That's unbelievable, man. That's crazy. They had wired everything. So it also goes on to say, you guys, it says that those files, as I told y'all, right, they include the evidence and statements tying Keefe D to other figures in the alleged conspiracy, which directly aligns with the complex conspiracy claims outlined in the concurrent wrongful death lawsuit filed by Tupac's family. It goes on, you guys, right? They have raid materials in these files that was released today. So basically, in these files that was released today, the raid materials say this, right? Hold on. The raid materials say this, right? It says, hard documentation was released today of data extracted from the 2023 SWAT raid of Keefe D's home. This includes, they have contents, you guys, that they seized from laptops, tablets, in 1990s era photographs showing individuals connected to the drive-by vehicle. How in the hell do you have this shit in your house in 2023? Allegedly, bro. That's crazy. Also, they released today, y'all, draft notes and audio files related to Keefe D's 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, which the prosecution is using to prove he voluntarily waived his right to confidentiality by seeking commercial profit from these confessions. Also, because of the sudden delivery of this massive 4,000-page filing, Keefe D's defense team raised significant logistical concerns regarding their ability to analyze every cross-case link before the scheduled trial date, prompting ongoing legal status checks, right?
Somebody in the chat said, Diddy got some explaining to do. Yeah, I think Diddy Diddy got so much. Diddy was like the mafia himself. Wait a minute, you paying people to off other people, that's in the movies. You trying to blow up people's car, that's in the movies, right? That was in the movies. What else? All that baby oil now. Now I don't think baby oil was in the movie, but that's a new swing to the movie. What y'all think, man? I can't believe. Hey, Diddy locked in a cell, tunnels under his house, and he can't make bail. Now the dude, remember that they was saying something about the dude had the ding-a-ling nose and they was prancing him around. He said that they went through some tunnels. The neighbor said that the ball bounced over the gate. They don't even call. He said something about the tunnels. All these people talking about these tunnels, man. Hey, if everybody's saying there's a duck, it must be quacking. I call y'all back, man. Let's continue.
Regarding their ability to analyze every cross-case link before the scheduled trial date, prompting ongoing legal status checks, right? Hold on, you guys. This is wild, man. This is wild, bro. Hold on one second, you guys. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, you guys. Oh, shit. I got paperwork, y'all. Hold on. I got paperwork, y'all. What? Hold on. What is this? Hold on, you guys. I got paperwork. Hold on. What is this shit? Hold on, you guys. What? Hold on. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second. Everybody, y'all give me 1 second.
He gotta read something before he spit it to you. New information coming out, y'all. Y'all just stand by.
I'm trying to figure out what this is before I put it on the screen, y'all. Just give me 1 second. I got some paperwork, but I'm trying to figure out what the hell is this.
He's going to jail, but won't be alone. This is what they saying in the chat.
This is a transcript of the proceedings.
I'm gonna keep it up there, man.
Some type of proceedings that went on. Okay. I see what this is.
Okay.
What? Hold on. I got paperwork, y'all. Hold on. I'll put this on the screen for y'all. I got paperwork. This is one of the transcripts. Y'all know I be getting this shit, man. Hold on, y'all. This is one of the transcripts right here, y'all. What the fuck is this? Hold on. Let me blow this up for y'all. What? Hold on, everybody. What is this? This is a transcript. Hold on, you guys. The state of Nevada versus Keefe D. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. Just give me 1 second, you guys. Let me pull this up. Pull this up for you guys. 1 second. it says, all right, we're going to get right into it. It says this right here, y'all. We got to get down to this. Hold on, y'all. I saw something down here. That's why I said something to y'all. I saw something down here. Hold on, y'all. I seen something down here. What the fuck? Hold on, bro. Hold on. This shit finna all come out. I saw something at the bottom of this page. Hold on. Clifford Mogg. Oh, that's the guy who died. So this is the guy who died, you guys. Clifford Mogg. That's the guy, one of the guys who was covering this case. He got a lot of information on this case that's secret that is now being released, y'all. It's being released. It's secret information that's being released. Hold on, you guys. It says, Detective Mogg, you were here last week and you had presented sort of a lengthy interview of Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis is Keefe D, you guys. Of Mr. Davis concerning the events surrounding Mr. Shakur's death. Is that accurate? He said yes. He says, question, have you, or at least we have within grand jury exhibit number 48, 3 more, I'll call them clips, some more lengthy than others, describing certain facts and circumstances surrounding that as well. Answer, correct. Question, in addition to that, are there numerous other times that Keefe D, Mr. Davis, has been portrayed on the internet in videos describing essentially the same version of events? Remember I told y'all this? This is exactly what I told y'all. All they were going to do is, I told y'all this shit. I knew they was going to do this. All the stuff that Keefe D said in the interviews from all these years of investigation that they had, the reason why they're going to prove everything that Keefe D was saying was true in the interviews, because they all had all this paperwork over the years from investigations, people they had talked to, different gangsters they had talked to, people who may have given statements over the years, things that they had kept, secret audio recordings, wiretaps they had over the years, all the information they secretly had that never came out because nobody ever went to trial. And now that Keefe D's on trial and he said all of those things, they're going to use all of this shit in court to corroborate everything Keefe D said. So Keefe D coming out, right? Keefe D coming out. Keefe D coming out and saying that it's a lie, it's not going to work. Because all they're going to do is they're going to show the evidence. They're going to show the evidence, you guys, that says otherwise. Oh, shit, bro. They're going to show evidence. Look, because they got this is the officer who died. I told y'all this. This officer had did a lot of research on this case. He's not really spoken of too much, but they're saying he did a lot of interviews with different people that was involved in this case over the years. He gathered a lot of information. So this is the transcripts. They were questioning him about this whole situation, and they asked him, was the things that Keefe D was saying in these different interviews and in his books and stuff, were they lined up to what you investigated over the years? And he said yes. This is before he died. They said yes. Look, it's right here. It says jury exhibit number 48. 3 more says, I'll call them clips, some more lengthy than others, describing certain facts and circumstances surrounding that as well. Answer, he says that's correct. It says question, in addition to that, are there numerous other times that Mr. Davis, that's Keefe D, y'all, has been portrayed on the internet in videos describing essentially the same version of events? He says there are hours worth. It goes on, y'all. It says, and during those hours, while would you agree with me? There are some small inconsistencies, some of which he gets confronted with. Is that fair? He says, correct. The question says, but ultimately his story is fairly consistent on who's in the car, what direction is heading when they realize the certain caravan with Suge and Mr. Shakur are in it, and that they do a U-turn and pull up on the gutter and shoot the vehicle, essentially, ? He says that's correct. So they asked him, so I'm going to play what's marked on grand jury exhibit number 48 as number 2. And they played a video, y'all. Now, some guy, Mr. Digacomo. I can't pronounce that name right here. Diagmo. It says, we'll go to the next clip, which is marked number 3. Right? He plays the clip. Now the question from Mr. Diagmo. He says, now, detective, he's talking to the detective in this case. He says, now, detective, to clear some things up, you reviewed the transcript of Suge Knight's formal interviews with police. Is that fair? He said, yes. ? Would you agree or disagree that he was less than forthcoming about both the event at the MGM as well as the shooting event itself? He said, yeah, but he was less than cooperative with detectives that were interviewing him that night. ? So when Keefe D says that Suge told the cops that first night, Suge didn't tell Metro that first night, correct? He lied on Suge. It's in the effing paperwork. He lied on Suge. He lied on Suge. It's in the paperwork. It's in the paperwork. He lied on Suge. Read it right here. Read it right here. It says, so when Keefe D says Suge Knight told police that first night, he's at least Suge didn't tell Metro that first night, correct? Answer. I don't have any evidence that Suge Knight told Metropolitan Police Department or any other police department who was involved in the shooting of him and Tupac Shakur. ? You, since your interview, he says, since your interview, or since your investigation, he says, and this jury's heard from Reggie Wright Jr., who was the head of security for Death Row Records, correct? He says, yes. ? He says, you're aware that Suge and Reggie Wright and people around Suge were having conversations in the days after the homicide. He says, hold on, you guys. He says, what the fuck? Hold on, you guys.
I've been drinking this water, so while he got us on hold, pause. See, I'm gonna do a real pause. Time to take a break, a water break. Hold on. All right, y'all, let's get it. Here we go. Here we go.
Hold on one second. Hold on, you guys. What the hell? Hold on, what? Hold on, y'all. Look at this shit. Hold on. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
It says,
I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm trying.
You're aware that Suge and Reggie Wright and people around Suge were having conversations in the days after the homicide, question mark. Says that's correct. And you're aware that Reggie had communicated to his father, who was either at the time a lieutenant or captain of the Compton Police Department gang unit. He writes, yes. And so when Mr. Davis says Suge told that first night, that appears to be corroborated by the event that occurs with Reggie Wright Sr. He says, yes. And I also learned that through my investigation. Right? It goes on to say, hold on, you guys. It goes, hold on, what the fuck? It goes on to say, you guys. I'm looking kind of down, y'all, my bad. This shit is crazy down this page right here, bro. I'm looking down. That's why I'm looking. That's why it's taking me a second, you guys. I can't really believe what I'm seeing. It says one more video to play, and this is marked as 4 on exhibit number 48. The video plays. It says throughout these videos, Mr. Davis, meaning Keefe D, keeps referencing telling on himself. Do you hear that a variety of times? He says yes. He says, question, in the course of your investigation, there have been portions of some recording that was taken in California by California law enforcement and or federal agents as a part of California task force. Is that correct? He says, there was. Question mark. Have you ever received a full copy of the recording that allegedly occurs in LA sometime between 2006 and 2009? He says, I have not. Question mark. It says, the only parts of that you know about are what has been posted on the internet in small snippets. He says, that's correct. He says, thank you. That completes my questioning for this witness. Does a grand jury have any questions? Right? Now, we got to keep going. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Because I saw something down here. I want to show y'all. They asked this person right here. There was evidence that we obtained that was relevant to this case from the house in Henderson. That's Keefe D's house in Las Vegas. He said, They said, and let me, first of all the electronics that were in the house were collected, correct? He said electronics that we believe were relevant to the investigation were collected from Keefe D's. Bro, this dude had electronics in his house for all these years until now, and he never got rid of it, bro. Lord Jesus have mercy, bro. This is the worst thing ever, bro.
This is the dumbest thing ever.
It says, what was the purpose of collecting those particular electronics? The answer, so we took his cell phone that he had with him at the time the warrant was executed because I went to review the download from the phone to see if there's any communications between him and anyone else that's associated with this investigation.
Golly.
He says, when I say that, I mean people who he has conducted YouTube interviews with, documentation as to his involvement in Death Row Chronicles documentary, and anything that would have been related to his involvement in the publication of this book. They asked a question. In addition, were you looking to see if there were evidence of remuneration or financial payment for his claims of being responsible for the death of Tupac Shakur? Answer, that was one of the things we were going to look for also. Question, in addition to that, were there 2 giant bins of photographs and other sundry items that you collected? He said they were. Question mark. And the purpose in grabbing all those photographs was what? He asked. He says, I was looking for any documentation, any photographs that might connect him to the murder of Tupac Shakur or any other YouTube videos, the documentaries, the book, and during the search of those bins, I located a small photo album that was a cloth bound. What did he say? A cloth bound, and inside that photo album were numerous clippings of the murder of two. Oh shit!
Ooh,
what
watch
the
out there.
fuck?
Hey, I can't believe.
What?
Man, get out of here.
I was looking,
trying to cover up them profanities.
For any documentation, any photographs that night, that might connect him to the murder of Tupac Shakur or any of the YouTube videos, the documentaries, the books, and during the search of those bins, meaning the trash bins, I located a small photo album that was cloth bound. And inside that photo album were numerous clippings of the murder of Tupac Shakur.
Dang, yeah.
Dating back to 1996 and in that time frame. And also his book. I recovered a copy of that. A magazine talking about the murder of Tupac Shakur. And I believe I also recovered a copy of Greg Kading's book, Murder Rap. What?
Say what?
Hold on, y'all.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, shit.
I'm hungry.
Question. What the fuck? And talking about those newspaper articles, he references in his interview very early on that the LA Times was reporting that Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson. We ain't got no sound? I know we don't. We got sound.
No, we got sound.
Y'all can't, hold on. Y'all can't hear me?
No, we got you, baby. We got you, big baby. I said big baby.
Hold on. I know y'all niggas capping. Hold on. Shit. Hold on. This is getting too good. Hold on, y'all. I know y'all niggas capping. Y'all can't hear me? Oh, y'all can hear me? I can hear myself. What y'all talking about? Hold on.
Yeah, we got you. Come on, man. Come on.
I know y'all can hear me.
Let's give it the juice.
I don't know why. Bro, I'm starting to hate Streamlab. I'm starting to hate this shit now. I got this to get away from the other one, and this one's acting crazy. Oh, they hating. All right, they capping. All right, let's go. I'm about to say, them niggas capping. It says, hold on, you guys. In talking about those newspaper articles, he references in his interview very early on that the LA Times was reporting Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson, as being a potential suspect in the early part of September. Early to mid part of September. Do you recall that? He said yes. He goes on. Did Keefe D actually keep a copy of that LA Times article? He said he did. Hold on, you guys. Let me see something. Hold on a second. Hold on. What? Give me one second. Let me see this. They got everything, bro. Oh, shit. Remember Keefe D said, you guys, that he wasn't in Vegas? Remember Keefe D said he wasn't in Vegas, bro? You guys remember this? Keefe D his whole argument was that he wasn't in Vegas. Bro, these mofos got evidence he was in Vegas the time of that murder. And here it is right here. They was talking about this back in the transcripts. Look at this, y'all. It says, question, okay. And the return we have that was found was from May of 1998. Is that correct? He said, I believe so, yes. He said, okay. Once you saw there was paperwork recovered showing a bill due to the Monte Carlo, was there efforts to, well, let me rephrase this. Prior to the recovery of that, did you have evidence from the Monte Carlo that Keefe D had stayed at the Monte Carlo at the time of the Tyson fight? Now, he said this. Oh, no, he didn't have it. He says, I did not. He says, question, but you did have, and he mentions repeatedly through interviews, C. Ray or a guy named Corey Edwards, correct? He said, yes. He said his claim is that Corey Edwards is in the van before he gets out of the van and gets into, before Keefe D gets out of the van and gets into the Cadillac. He said, that's correct. He says, and do you have records establishing that Corey Edwards, from way back in the initial investigation, was staying at the Monte Carlo? He said he was staying at the Monte Carlo during the time that Tupac Shakur was murdered. Wow. What the fuck? Wow, bro. Wow. What? Damn. They say they never recovered the murder weapon in the files. Hold on, you guys. He says, let me ask you this. During the course of your investigation, you learned that obviously Bubble Up, Terrence Brown, was the driver of this particular vehicle? He says, yes. He says, during the course of your investigation, did you learn that Terrence Brown had a family member that used to rent cars in Compton? He said, that's correct. He said, but that company, or I guess you call it a company, that rented those cars in Compton no longer has, or no longer either exists, or has records that go back to 1996. He says, so I was aware, based on information I obtained from other police departments and other detectives, of a company that was used to rent vehicles. I contacted that company and attempted to find out if they had records going back to 1996, and they did not have records. The only way they might be able to obtain any information is if I had the name and the phone number of the person who rented the vehicle, or the vehicle identification number from the car. Since I had neither one of those, they were unable to provide my information. Hold on, you guys. He says, question. In the first video we watched today, towards the end, Mr. Davis said, Keefe D said, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell.
That's the only way you'll stay free. So did he at any time state why he did so many interviews, being that the murder had not been, no one had been actually charged for the murder? If he was involved, why is he speaking out so much? Answer. He says, so he never told me personally why he was doing so many interviews. The only reason I can see now that he's doing all the interviews is monetary gain, and everyone else that's involved in the murder of Tupac Shakur is deceased. Wow, bro. He says, Keefe D mentions that he believes the police knew he committed this crime back in 1996. He said, yep. He says, and Keefe D, as far as you know, has no law license, correct? He says, nope, he does not. He says Keefe D told some Los Angeles or people in California associated with law enforcement about his involvement and didn't get prosecuted for this crime, correct? He said, that's correct. He says, but Metro, the jurisdiction that has the authority over the investigation never received whatever information is, nor as far as you know, or nobody has ever from Las Vegas ever provided Keefe D any sort of immunity from prosecution, correct? He said they have not. Bro, this is wild, man. Hold on, you guys. The YouTube interview did him. He says, and so by 2018, he decided to write his own book and start talking on YouTube videos in an effort to gain money from the killing of Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur. Wow, bro. He says, that's what I believe. He said, okay. Man. What the hell? That's that, bro. Hold on, you guys. So that is the god daggone. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, you guys. Hold on, you guys. Hold on, you guys. Hold on, you guys. They got this shit sealed. They sealed those files. I know what's in the files, but they sealed them to the public. The 4,000 files that was released today, you guys. Or that have been released, they sealed them shits to the public.
Oh my God!
They got witnesses, y'all.
What they trying to say?
They got out-of-state witnesses.
Hiding too much stuff, fuck? Man.
They got certificates for out-of-state witnesses. They got a lot of requests for out-of-state witnesses in this case. I'm looking at at it right now, you guys. It's not filed yet. I mean, it's not released yet to everybody, but I know what's in it. Wow, bro. They finna get this nigga. They finna hit this nigga with the Holy Ghost. Hold on, you guys. Hold on 1 second. Just give me 1 second, you guys. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to see something. I need to see it with my own eyes.
Wait a minute.
Notes from 1996.
Wait a minute. Here we go. Here we go.
Damn, so these files, you guys, which it constitutes a discovery. It has raw evidence like the police notes from 1996. Remember I told y'all this shit was going to come out? The police notes from 1996, private electronic data from the raid, and sensitive LAPD and FBI gang dossiers. So they got all the gang dossiers. That's basically all the gang members that they interviewed back then. They got all the statements from all the gang members. And it's all going to come out in this trial. Keefe D takes this shit to trial. All this shit coming out. Whoever said what is coming out in court. It's right here. I'm reading this right here on the what you call it. It says, because it contains personal. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see what it said. Oh, shit. They're saying it's uncharged individuals. Oh, what the fuck? It says, here's what it says, y'all. Right? Here's what it says. The discovery in Keefe D's case includes raw evidence files like police notes from 1996, private electronic data from the 2023 SWAT raid, sensitive FBI and LAPD gang dossiers, because it contains personal identifiable information, which is called PII, of uncharged individuals and active security details. The court is keeping this raw file restricted to the attorneys of the record to protect the witnesses' safety ahead of the trial. They got witnesses coming in, bro. They got witnesses coming in this trial, bro. And not only do they got witnesses coming in this trial, you guys, they got uncharged individuals, bro. It's in the. I'm reading it right here. It's in the paperwork. They got uncharged individuals, you guys. Damn. They're saying it's uncharged individual. Who else gonna get charged with this shit? And they're saying they're suppressing this for the safety of the witnesses. And I got the paperwork to show y'all that they requested for these witnesses. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put this on the screen. I'm gonna put this on the screen for y'all. I got the paperwork to show y'all Y'all know I got that paperwork. You know I got that motherfucking paperwork, y'all. You know I got that paperwork. I'll put this on the screen. Hold on, y'all.
Oh, my God, man. Come on, man.
There you go right there. Filed under seal. Certificate for attendance of out-of-state witness. Request for attendance of out-of-state witness. File. All this is under seal right now. They're not going to tell y'all who's snitching. This nigga got all kind of snitches in this case. This shit finna be crazy. Look at this, y'all. Ex parte motion in order to file the certificate for attendance of out-of-state witness and the request for attendance of an out-of-state witness under seal. 129, ex parte motion in the order to file the certificate for attendance of out-of-state witness and the request for attendance of out-of-state witness under seal. Wow. It keeps going. It's more. Another request for attendance of an out-of-state witness. Another certificate for attendance of an out-of-state witness. Bro, this nigga got so many, and I got more. I got more of this shit. Hold on, y'all. This nigga got snitches in his case. He got some real snitches in his case, bro. They finna pack this nigga up. They finna pack him up, y'all. Let me show y'all this. Hold on. Let me show y'all this. This is the next page. Right here. Defendant's motion to sequester the jury. They want the jury sequestered, which means they don't want the jury to be able to get out. Defendant's motion to suppress defendant's statements to the police in the book Compton Street Legend. That means that Keefe D does not want the statements that he gave to the cops to be released in his trial. He's done, bro. That nigga know how serious this shit is now. Hold on. I ain't even, my bad, y'all. Look at this, y'all. I ain't even show y'all the top. Ex parte motion in order to file the certificate for attendance of out-of-state witness and the request for attendance of out-of-state witness under seal. They're sealing all this shit, bro. Look at this, y'all. Who is the witnesses they got against this nigga? They got a lot of witnesses. Certificate for another witness, attendance out-of-state witness. Another request for another out-of-state witness. Again, I already showed y'all he motioned to sequester the jury. They don't want the jury to be able to get out there in this trial. Also, they also do not want whatever that nigga told the cops, he don't want this shit put in the public. They want to suppress his statements to the cops and the book he wrote. They don't want that shit coming up in court. Also, hold on. Let me see. Oh, fuck. Read the last one, y'all. Notice of motion in limine or lamine to admit gang affiliation for the purpose of establishing motive and identification. Hold on, y'all. I got more. What the bro, this shit is crazy. How many snitches do they got in this case? Hold on, y'all. I got more. Hold on. I'm about to send this shit to y'all. Hold on. Let's look at this, y'all. Another one? Another request for attendance of an out-of-state witness. Wow. Certificate for attendance of an out-of-state witness. How many fucking witnesses they got? Ex parte motion in order to file a certificate for attendance of an out-of-state witness. Another request for another attendance of another out-of-state witness. Man, they got a whole bunch of witnesses in this case, bro.
Dang.
Bro, they got a whole bunch of witnesses in this case, bro.
They got more witnesses that can fit in the daggone car. And don't forget, half of them passed away that was in the car. Oh, my God, man. Maybe these are the witnesses that seen, I don't know, seen them getting in the car or something. I don't know, man.
This
Uncle
is
Mike
crazy.
don't know.
Hold on,
I'll
y'all.
call y'all back. But also, you got to remember, y'all, check this out. Real talk. In order to file for a witness, it might be 3 different things that you got to file or 4 different things to get that one witness to come. And he just reading the document. So each document may be for, it might be a couple of documents for one witness. Let's continue.
Hold on. They got a bunch of witnesses in this case. Hold on, you guys. What does this say? Hold on one second, y'all. I got another one. Just give me a second. I got another one right here. Why is my shit not loading up? Let me see what this one say. Just give me a second, y'all. Here we go.
Dang, man. I'm over here fighting with ChatGPT, y'all. Just in case you wanted to know.
Trial readiness. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, man. This shit wicked, bro. This shit wicked. Definitely is wicked. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Let me see something. What? I think I seen, yeah, I got that right there. I got that one. All right, I got that. Let me see. Damn, bro. They gonna bring out all them statements, man. James, what up, boy? All them statements they got, they bringing that shit out, y'all. They bringing out all these statements, man. Hold on, let's look at this, you guys. Hold on one second. Hold on, let me fix this. Hold on. I gotta fix this so y'all can see this. Just give me 1 second. I know I got that joint way too big. Hold on. Just give me 1 second, you guys. I'm finna show y'all something. Hold on.
Davis has immunity from the crime of murder in the state of Nevada.
Right now, a trial in this case is scheduled for March, but that is unlikely to happen. The judge ordering everybody back in February to talk about if they're going to be ready for that date. At the Regional Justice Center, I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
And the judge has declined to release Davis on house arrest over concerns he could profit from his criminal case. She previously set his bail at $750,000. Brian?
The man accused in the murder of hip-hop legend Tupac Shakur giving his first interviews with 8 News Now investigator Vanessa Murphy. You're watching 8 News Now at 6. I'm Brian Loftus.
I'm Denise Valdez. Vanessa has been visiting him in jail actually now for months as he proclaims his innocence and insists he'll soon be released.
Dwayne Keefe D. Davis insists he was not involved in the murder of rap legend Tupac Shakur.
So were you there that night in that car? What was your role?
No, I wasn't there. I wasn't there at all. No car, nothing. I wasn't even in Vegas. They ain't got no proof I was in Vegas. They ain't got no gun, no car, no KPD, no nothing.
Shakur's murder, an unsolved case since 1996 when he was shot and killed near the Las Vegas Strip. As first reported by the 8 News Now investigators, Metro Police arrested Davis in 2023 after he wrote a book and gave interviews stating he passed the gun to the shooter.
I was just trying to make money.
how much money do you think you made from the book and the interviews?
Davis insisting he'd be released from jail since our first visit with him back in September. Clark County District Court Judge Carly Kearney set his bail at $750,000 with a requirement to know exactly where the money is coming from to make sure Davis wouldn't profit from the case.
I'm an American citizen. They act like I'm guilty before I give the chance. It's not Russia to say Iran. This is wrong.
He claims he previously made an immunity deal with the federal government.
Violating all my amendments and constitutional rights. I'm never supposed to be put in jail for this. Never.
Well, they're pointing to the interviews and the book.
I didn't violate that.
And during our visit in January, Davis continues to insist he's innocent.
They ain't got me. They ain't got no car. They ain't got no gun. They don't have no forensics. They don't got me. They got everybody on video. Do they got me on video?
By our visit in
See, he think that that's going to help him. That's what Keefe D thinks. Keefe D thinks that this is going to help him. That's what he thinks. That's not going to help him, bro. He think because they don't got all that. That's not going, bro. They got everything else. They got your own admission, brother. They have people who gave them information, brother. Informants. You don't see how many goddamn people that's going to get that they calling up here to testify against you? That's why they keeping the file sealed, brother. For the safety of the witnesses. This is insane.
Davis insists he'll soon be a free man.
I ain't no flight risk or no threat to the community.
At the time of his arrest, Davis was living in Henderson, a grandpa by then who had fought cancer. Now he is charged in one of the most notorious murder cases in America.
A good person. He ain't no bad person.
A jury trial is scheduled for early 2026. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
And Davis's next court appearance is scheduled for June.
We anticipate presenting a competing narrative and a more truthful narrative concerning those events of September. Our client was not involved in the shooting.
It's wrong in my life, but I've done nothing criminally.
Not involved in the shooting death of rap icon Tupac Shakur. It's a huge murder case that happened right here in Las Vegas, and tonight it's taking yet another turn. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. The man accused of orchestrating Tupac's murder has new attorneys, and they are speaking first with 8 News Now investigator David Charnes about how they plan to prove Keefe D is innocent.
Well, Dwayne Davis has repeatedly said that he handed a person the gun used to shoot and kill Tupac just right here off the Strip nearly 30 years ago. Tonight, his attorneys say don't believe him because lying to the public isn't a crime. You don't think we should believe him?
In reference to his claiming to have committed a murder that he did not, no, don't believe him in reference to that.
62-year-old Dwayne Davis's new attorneys say we shouldn't take their clients' public statements about the murder of Tupac Shakur at face value. A grand jury indicting Davis 2 years ago for the rapper's 1996 murder. Now Robert Draskevich and Michael Pandulo are taking over. Draskevich most recently representing ex-politician Robert Tellis in his murder trial last year. Davis's case set for trial next winter.
Usually cold cases that are brought many, many years later are brought on the basis of strong forensic evidence.
DNA.
So we don't have that here.
What we know prosecutors have, Davis's own words, whether true or not. In a book published with a co-writer in 2019, Davis says he was in a group that followed Shakur that night.
Are those statements accurate?
It's not a crime to claim that you did something that you didn't in fact do.
Davis's history with police, both in Nevada and California, dates back decades and focuses more on drug dealings than Shakur's death. His attorneys say anything he said about the murder should include the lens of his receiving immunity and making money.
But we anticipate providing a much more in-depth and true explanation of why those statements were made.
Possible witnesses who would provide testimony at trial: Suge Knight, who himself was injured in that shooting, and Sean Diddy Combs, who ran a rival record label.
Now, Combs has denied any involvement in that. It is important to mention we don't really know what prosecutors plan to present at trial, and if that includes other evidence we haven't seen yet. The trial is scheduled to begin next February.
He said, Puffy said I ain't had anything to do with it. Puffy ain't done nothing, young. Every time I look, Puffy, oh my God. He said, Puffy said he ain't had anything to do with it. I ain't had nothing to do with it. Come on, Puffy, we know you lying, man. I call y'all back, man. I got to call y'all back on that one.
Trial, Suge Knight, who himself was injured in that shooting, and Sean Diddy Combs, who ran a rival record label.
Now, Combs has denied any involvement in that. It is important to mention we don't really know what prosecutors plan to present at trial, and if that includes other evidence we haven't seen yet. The trial is scheduled to begin next February, and those attorneys say they will be prepared for that date. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
Earlier this summer, a jury found Davis guilty for taking part in a jail fight. The sentencing for that scheduled to happen in just a few weeks.
It is video that you saw first here.
That is crazy, man.
This is wrong. I got attacked.
62-year-old Dwayne Keefe D. Davis tells a Clark County judge he's the victim, months after a jury took just 90 minutes to find and that he knows better.
It seemed like a setup to me, and it was wrong, man. I'm trying to do my time as best as possible, trying to stay out of trouble. The dude attacked me.
So with credit for time served, Davis will be up for parole for the fight in about a year. Meantime, the murder trial is scheduled to begin in February. At the Regional Justice Center, I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
So as we first told you, Davis recently changed attorneys for that particular trial. Those attorneys telling us they are prepared for that trial, which is scheduled to start next year.
Lawyers for the man charged with murdering the rapper Tupac Shakur filing a motion this week. 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne joins us live in studio with more. Kyle, why now?
Brian, the murder trial for Dwayne Davis, best known as Keefe D, is coming right up this summer, and his new lawyer wants to get some of the evidence the state plans to use against him tossed as soon as he can.
They have a right to their point of view. We have a right to ours, and nobody has a monopoly on the truth, or in this case, the facts.
And some of those facts, Davis's attorney, Robert Draskevich, wants to clarify, as he did in this 24-page motion to suppress evidence that Metro Police seized in a nighttime search of Davis's home. Davis's lawyer writing the police didn't have good reason to break down Davis's door in the middle of the night, so to speak, and that this affidavit Metro showed a judge in order to get that warrant shouldn't have been enough for her to allow the nighttime search. The motion to suppress says the court was misled and that there was bad faith, meaning the judge should toss any evidence the police recovered that night. The 8 News Now investigator spoke with Draskevich earlier this year.
We keep our eye on the ball. What we do is we lay out all the tasks that need to occur before the trial date, investigation that needs to occur, interviews that need to take place, subpoenas that need to be issued. We are just beginning that now.
And now, this motion to suppress, accompanied by 186 pages of supporting documents, including a list of items the cops took from Davis's home after the search, like a USB drive, an iPhone, iPads, laptops, and other tablets. The second page showing the police also grabbed a copy of Vibe magazine on the murder victim, the rapper Tupac Shakur, a copy of the book Compton Street Legends, in which Davis is alleged to have confessed to the murder. District Attorney Steve Wolfson, back when Davis was arrested over 2 years ago, standing behind the evidence Davis is now challenging.
This is an important case. We wanted to make sure we did it right. We wanted to make sure we had legally admissible evidence. We wanted to make sure that we felt comfortable that we had sufficient legal evidence. You know, if you're going to charge a person with murder, he has a right to believe that the system would only bring charges if there was sufficient legal evidence.
Davis's attorney is no stranger to high-profile cases. Robert Draskevich just defended a former porn star who was convicted of beheading her ex-husband. And he represented disgraced politician Robert Tellis in his murder case a year ago, August. Brian.
Dwayne Davis and the lawyers on both sides will appear in court January 6 to argue the latest motion. Davis is serving a sentence at High Desert State Prison for a fight he started when he was in Clark County Detention Center awaiting his murder trial.
Prosecutors say the man charged in connection with Tupac Shakur's murder repeatedly confessed to it. That in response to a motion by lawyers for Dwayne Keefe D. Davis to toss evidence police collected in a nighttime search of Davis's home. The lawyers called that search unnecessary. Documents say police seized several computers, tablets, hard drives, firearm cartridges, and black tubes containing photographs. Prosecutors say Davis was a high-ranking leader of the Southside Compton gang Crips and served prison time as recently as 2015.
This whole situation is crazy, man. Just me being honest with all of you guys, man. It's not going to end well, bro. It's not. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something. Let me show all y'all something. Let me show y'all something. This blew my socks off, man. This literally blew my socks off. When I tell y'all they said that they have unnamed individuals, I literally, matter of fact, let me put it on the screen. I want to show y'all that. Where they said they have unnamed individuals. Who the hell are they talking about, bro? When they say unnamed individuals, who are they talking about? Hold on. Let's put this up here. Do y'all not see that? Those 4,000 pages are restrictive. Now read this right here, you guys. The 4,000 pages of discovery, which is different from a typical court filing. Discovery includes raw evidence like police notes from 1996, private electronic data from the 2023 SWAT raid, and sensitive LAPD, FBI, gang dossiers, because it contains personal identifiable information, PII. That means that they didn't release these files in their full today because there's so many people's names in it. The fear of the safety, the fear of the public safety would have been through the roof. Because if they would have released today with all these, the 4,000 pages, if they would have released the names of some of these gang members and some of these people that was involved that may have given information or may have said something or may have even been involved. Look at what it says right here. It says the 4,000 pages constitute discovery, which is different from a typical court filing. Discovery includes raw evidence like police notes from 96, private electronic data from the 2023 SWAT raid, and sensitive LAPD, FBI gang dossiers, because it contains PII, personal identifiable information of uncharged individuals, and active security details. The court keeps the full raw file restricted to the attorneys of record to protect witness safety ahead of the trial. And I showed y'all all them witnesses that they gonna be out-of-state witnesses they flying in. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy, man. This is gonna be crazy. All them out-of-state witnesses, you guys. Yeah, this is gonna be one of them ones, man. Wow, bro. We'll see if they push it back again. That case been getting pushed back for years now. We'll see, because they dropped 4,000 pages on this dude, bro. And now they have linked the death of Biggie to, and they said, bro, this is the craziest part. I got to show y'all this. Hold on. Just so everybody don't think I'm capping. I have to show y'all this. I don't want nobody to think I'm capping. Hold on, you guys. I have to show y'all this. I could not believe they said that Keefe D did a effing. Bro, this is wild. They said that Keefe D, y'all, did an undercover sting. You know how like the FBI be having people do undercover stings? They said Keefe D did an undercover sting, man. Come on, man. Come, bro, you can't do no undercover sting, bro. They said this man did an undercover sting, bro. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to show y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Wow. He's so.
He is so. That he know it too. He gotta know it.
Unbelievable. They said that Keefe D claimed. They said that Keefe D claimed that the $1 million payment for the hit was allegedly funneled to a New York-based gangster by the name of Eric Zip Martin. And in order for the cops to confirm that claim, they said that they flew Keefe D. So it was the cops that flew Keefe D to the East Coast to jam them niggas up. It's right there. They say the cops flew Keefe D to the East Coast, y'all. Look at it. It says to prove the conspiracy. The documents revealed that the LAPD task force flew Keefe D to New York in 2009 to undercoverly corroborate the financial links and the plotting between the East Coast figures and the Compton Crips. That nigga was wearing a wire, they said. And he don't want that to go into court in front of the world.
Right. You know what that means?
And they said he was wearing a wire, man.
You might as well call security, man. You might as well call security. He gonna need security in this bunk.
They said I can't do that job, wire, man.
I can't do it, bruh. Nope. No way in the world. He gonna need security, man. He gonna need security up in jail. God, you in jail and you need security. They gonna whoop your tail when they find out you are a snitch. I'll call y'all back on that one. We're gonna have to keep up on that one right there.
What? Hold on, let me put this on the screen. Hold on, you guys. I'll put this shit on the screen. Cause I know niggas be thinking I'm capping.
I know niggas be thinking I'm capping. What's the cap? Oh my God. I'll call y'all back on that one. God dang. Ticket always show the I'm eating, y'all. I'm hungry.
Damn. They said that nigga was a confidential informant for the LAPD. And they said the reason why he did it was because he was they had caught him on the drugs. So instead of him going to prison, they're alleging that he cooperated. Now this is their allegation. You know, Keefe D is gonna have his own statements or his own thoughts about what happened. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they have in the paperwork. So this is not me just making this allegation. I'm telling you what they're putting in the paperwork on this shit. Hold on, let me put this out here for y'all. This up for you guys so y'all can see. Because this is just wild. Hold on, you guys have to see this, chat. Bro, I couldn't believe when I'm seeing it. I still can't believe my eyes. Hold on, here we go right here. Keefe D. Here it goes right here, you guys. Hold on 1 second. How do I make it bigger? Oops. My bad. Okay, here we go. Keefe D went undercover for an LAPD-led federal task force in 2009 during a sting operation in New York City. According to a 179-page court filing by the LA prosecutors, Keefe D actively worked as a confidential informant. His primary objective was to uncover evidence connecting Sean Diddy Combs and his associates to the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. The details of the New York sting. The primary target of the undercover operation was Harlem gangster Eric Von Zip. Right? Keefe D had previously claimed that Martin intercepted the $1 million bounty offered by Diddy to kill Tupac. He kept the money for himself, keeping the money for himself. Keefe D flew to New York City alongside Los Angeles law enforcement officers under the guise of a drug transaction. Keefe D met with Eric Zip Martin and his nephew. His instructions were to recruit Martin into a narcotics trafficking scheme. That nigga was wearing a wire? Man, that's crazy. His instructions were to recruit Martin into a narcotics trafficking scheme to gather wiretap evidence and build a case regarding Tupac murder conspiracy. Wow. Wow. Wow, man. This can't be true. This can't be true. What the hell? Damn. It goes on to say, the outcome was the sting failed to secure the intended results. As Eric Zip Martin told Keefe D he was out of the business and redirected Keefe D to handle any drug activities with his nephew instead. Zip was smart. Keefe D agreed to the undercover operation because he had been caught trafficking a large quantity of drugs by a joint federal LA task force to avoid a life sentence in prison. He signed a proffer agreement. Under this agreement, he confessed to his role in Tupac's murder and agreed to work as an informant to help implicate bigger targets. That nigga was trying to y'all know who he was trying to put down. Wow, bro. And now Keefe D is fighting right now to keep all this information from coming out in the trial. Because in the trial, it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. So he's fighting to keep this information private for the trial. Like, share, subscribe, man. Y'all got to let me know what y'all feel about this, man. This is crazy.
Very crazy.
I did not expect this today, y'all. 4,000 pages, y'all.
4,000 pages?
Dropped 4,000 pages on this dude today.